For Liverpool, a very good season can become brilliant over the next 8 days. The Worthington Cup carried off here in Cardiff.
Back at home, that this is coming through. Why the Millennium Stadium? A lot was asked, and I asked the question myself. I now know. This is an atmosphere that, in 10 years sitting beside you, Mr. Tyler, I haven't witnessed.
Well, the Football Association has a 3-year contract with the Millennium Stadium, an extra 2-year option on top of that. But it's also fair to say the FA are scrutinising every aspect of this occasion. But so far, so good. Liverpool lost the toss for choice of kit, but for the superstitious, Arsenal did not wear red and white in either 1950 or 1971 when they beat Liverpool at Wembley. And no club has ever beaten the same club 3 times in the final of the FA Cup. Maybe Arsenal will become the first today. Gerard Houllier and his men will have other ideas. An all-English defensive unit, goalkeeper and back 4, 3 of them in their 3rd FA Cup final, Seaman, Dixon and Adams, Martin Keown in his 2nd, and a first for Ashley Cole. Real competition for places in midfield. Vieira a certainty, and Pires. Freddie Ljungberg has forced himself into the picture with recent goals. The quartet completed by Gilles Grimondi. And it's the French strike force of Thierry Henry and Sylvain Wiltord. Well, Gerard Houlier's selection system has hardly rotated come the crunch. Goalkeeper and back 4, undeniable first choices. But key decisions in midfield. Danny Murphy and Vladimir Schmitz are in. And down to the bench, Patrick Berger and Gary McAllister. Up front, 43 goals between them, Heskey and Owen. Robbie Fowler left champing at the bit on the bench.
Well, for the last week, people have debated and debated what's going to separate these 2 teams, Martin. I'm not so sure what is going to separate them, but the systems are similar in the extreme. That a vastly experienced defensive unit, with the exception, obviously, of Ashley Cole. But the other 4, Seaman, Dixon, Keown, Adams, will play today as if it's their last appearance in an FA Cup final, no doubt about that. And they will have to play well. They will defend deep, both defences. In midfield, there'll be similarities. Grimondi, I'm sure, will be the one who says, I'll hold, I'll sit. Ljungberg's natural rotations to go forward. So is Pires, and Vieira will as well. And then with the front 2, the pace and the power, the threat of Wiltord and Henry. For Liverpool, it's almost exactly the same. A strong and comfortable back 4 that know each other and play well together. Will defend deep, I'm sure. In midfield, the talent is there. A man will sit, the other 3 will tuck in slightly ahead of him and try and go forward. And there it is in front of you. No Fowler. His record against Arsenal is incredible. But Heskey and Owen have been given the nod. They have what it takes. Can they do it today?
Focusing on Thierry Henry. Arsenal very much hoping he will be at the sharp end of events in Cardiff today. So here we go. Here's Patrick Vieira.
Just looking quickly, Martin, with McAllister being left on the bench, Gary McAllister and Danny Murphy in. Often they played Murphy infield, Gerard just right of him. But I think such is the respect that Gerard Houllier has for Patrick Vieira. And he's put Gerard infield, Murphy on the right side.
Lee Dixon didn't train yesterday, that's just a precaution for Arsenal. Here's the other right back, Marcus Bubble, but he's caught in possession by Pires. Henry. Pires again, one of 5 Frenchmen in this Arsenal lineup. 5 Englishmen as well. 5 Englishmen for Liverpool too.
Nice break early in the match, but the pass was a sound one. Pitch did look a little slow, Martin. The ball didn't really travel quickly over it for Robert Pires.
Travelling forward for Arsenal, Martin Keown. He's gone right on the line. Adams up there as well, around the penalty spot. Just going a bit deeper. Vesterveld comes, and that will be a great start for Liverpool's Dutch goalkeeper.
Well, if he has got a weakness, Sander Vesterveld, I do feel it with cross balls at times. He's not as assured as he might be.
Murphy. Dropping it over Dixon, where Michael Owen, who's on such a splendid streak of form. And he takes on Dixon. And he went to cut it back. Adams knocked it away.
Lack of support, really, the only thing it was lacking there. halfway line, conceding ground if they might just try pushing a little bit higher up the pitch.
It's goalless at the end of the first half of the 2001 FA Cup final. It might not have been if the flag had been raised by Kevin Pike when Stéphane Anchaud handled a goal-bound shot from Thierry Henry, who was put clear by a delightful ball from Freddie Ljungberg. Arsenal have tried to force the play. Liverpool looking to soak it up and strike on the break. At half-time at the Millennium Stadium, it's 0-0.
It's been more open. That's reflected in the attempts we're having now. And only the Heskey header. Only one to test the England goalkeeper.
There's 4 Arsenal on target, 2 off the line and a handball.
Not enough for a cup win though, mate.
We're no nearer knowing who's going to collect the first FA Cup to be presented in Cardiff. Gerrard, Heskey and Keown, and Adams wasn't really round on the cover.
Oh, trust, isn't it?
Yes.
He trusted his mate was going to win the header.
Well, not only did that, he gave Heskey a bit of a headache in passing as well.
Arsenal about to make a change, Martin. It's very Parlour. I think Ramondi will be the one to come off. I think that would be the most natural change for me. And I notice Cano has been signalled to come trotting back. So it may be a double substitution. Or certainly 2 in quick succession.
Westerveld scuffed his clearance. Perez. Oh, it's Ljungberg! Round the goalkeeper! Freddie Ljungberg for Arsenal!
They've knocked and knocked and knocked. And finally, the door's been opened. Westerveld's poor clearance at the heart of it. And they spring beautifully. Look at Ljungberg's run. In behind. Perfect timing. Perfect touch. Perfect finish. We have our first goal.
Well, he's been in goal-getting form so impressively in recent games. This is 5 now in his last 6 starts. That's what earned him his place in the starting 11. And Arsene Wenger says, yes, at last.
With that change on hold, I think he turned to keep the ball.
When you've just scored your first FA Cup goal, I suppose you want more.
No, I was just quite happy with the one myself.
Well, you got more than one. You just got one in an FA Cup final. That's his first ever in the competition. Will it be decisive? Still time for Liverpool to give a different dimension to the day. Carragher taking on Parlour, who just impeded him.
Well, they're trying to get the line in the box. Tony Adams saying penalty spot. We don't drop deeper. Give the goalkeeper a chance. But I guarantee they will drop. It's a natural thing to do. They're going to drop. Probably end up 6-yard box. Look how deep they're going. Pressure's in there.
Keown got to it. Adams trying to be strong. So was Babel. 1-1. Michael Owen. It was from the set piece. Arsenal couldn't clear. And Owen has struck.
What a finish. Scrappy, scrappy goal. Look how deep they drop. They don't deal with it. I'm really surprised. And I have to say at the back post, Martin, Babel out-muscles Tony Adams. Really surprised here. Adams goes to it, so does Babel. Babel keeps the ball alive. And well, the hottest of hot Liverpool strikers at the moment. Just turns, swings, hits. And it's a wonderful reply.
Well, we haven't seen too many Houllier smiles today. But suddenly now, the ruthless touch outside of Highbury. They haven't shown it today, particularly after scoring, when other opportunities manifested themselves. And it's far from game over at the Millennium Stadium. It's a bit tentative. Berger. Oh, and Owen will brush past Dixon. Cross comes Adams. Owen! Absolutely magnificent. Michael Owen has turned the FA Cup final on its head. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 2.
Well, if you ever wondered why people talk about pace being a vital commodity in a striker today, just watch this. Blows away Dixon, takes it wide of Adams, and what a placement this is. Absolutely stunning. This is the only place a man can score. He ain't going to score anywhere else on the goal other than that bottom corner, across David Seaman. It's quite extraordinary.
Even get on the pitch here in February in the Worthington Cup final. Couldn't connect as Arsenal definitely needed him to do. 3 minutes. 3 extra minutes. 3 minutes.
Well, there's enough time.
Andy, you said at the outset it's been a vintage year for the FA Cup, and I couldn't agree with you more. And after a slow start here, well, it looks as though it's been a vintage conclusion in the true tradition of surprise and romance. Not romantic for Arsenal, but Michael Owen with a contribution that will go into FA Cup final history. As long as Liverpool, of course, keep the lead. Arsenal couldn't do that. Kanu. And it is Cole in stoppage time. Adams. Bergkamp, who of course missed out in '98, just gets a brief taste of it here, unless Arsenal can get a goal and give him another half an hour. Vieira. And Gerrard symbolically wins that against Patrick Vieira. Oh, and Fowler with Owen. Robbie thinking of FA Cup final hat-tricks and how rare they've been down the years. And Fowler could have put Owen in for it.
I don't think the hat-tricks has given a glorious opportunity to tie this game away.
Well, they're a minute away from not needing another goal. In the battle between the French coaches for all the strategy and for all the first goal that Arsenal got through Freddie Ljungberg, how quickly smiles have become delight to despair. But Michael Owen is the young man who has made such a difference. Hardly any supply, feeding off scraps for much of the game.
Well, Liverpool supporters will get this video, Martin. And fast forward it to the 75th minute, because that's what the cup final's been all about. The last 15 minutes of this football match. Because before that, they were second best in all departments.
It's Fowler. Seaman saves. Steve Dunn has a look at the watch. Is the one last Arsenal attack. It's Liverpool's FA Cup in Cardiff. It's an Owen in Wales. Liverpool win with the most dramatic turnaround. And they've done the domestic cup double. A stadium that will mean so much, the Millennium Stadium here. They've emulated Arsenal 8 years ago, and the three-cup trick is still on for this tireless team. Liverpool continue to have the Indian sign on the Gunners, and today they've paid back the pain of defeat suffered by Liverpool in their FA Cup final sides of 1950 and 1971, and that's the name Liverpool that's being engraved on the FA Cup by Rory.
Dad in our studio might have a little tear in his eye at the moment.
Well, the Millennium Stadium has forged a strong link with Merseyside this season. Liverpool with a monopoly on the cups at Cardiff. The FA Cup now goes to Liverpool. A huddle before the game and a huddle for Gerard Houlier's men in jubilation here. Because it looked as though they were going to be on the wrong end of this day of extreme emotions. Of course, they've rode a bit of luck today. It should have been a first-half penalty. But when the firepower was needed in the final, Liverpool had it. Emil Heskey scored 5 goals to get them to the final. They've seen off challengers from outside the top division in Rotherham, Tranmere and Wycombe Wanderers. There's the man of the moment. Premiership scouts in Leeds, a great away win over a side who beat them twice in the Premiership. Manchester City, and now the Gunners have gone by the wayside, and that's the story. That means the FA Cup going to Anfield for a 6th time, fairy tale time, for 36-year-old Gary McAllister.
I just wonder, Mark, much has been made. You talked about goals, winning games, you're absolutely right. We cast the mind back to 1-0. Henry 1-on-1 with only that man to beat.